Panthers versus the Packers. Packers are 13.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 44.5. Panthers just look like the old Panthers. Got smacked around by Buffalo. Packers look great in prime time. Wyatt, what do you think? You think the Packers could put it to the Panthers?
Yeah, there's some stat out there with spreads this high, and it's not great for the favorite. And I know Carolina looked god awful. Good win for Green Bay. I think were we all on Green Bay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good for us.
Yes.
I don't know. It seems like way too many points, and this could easily be a very similar Buffalo game for Carolina where they lost their 40-9. But I am gonna have to lean with my Cats, my Carolina Panthers here. I'll take them at the plus 13.5. I just think it's a little too many points, and I think I don't know. I think you're still getting a pretty good discount here. If Carolina didn't get smoked, if Green Bay, didn't look fantastic on prime time, I think this is a 8.5-point spread. Maybe it's still going to be a high spread, but I think 13.5 is just too damn high. And Carolina's not terrible, but I don't know. They're still bad, but too many points. Give me Carolina. I think they lose by 8-10, 7-12. I'll be a little safe.
Yeah, I promise I won't go long on all these, but we're just hitting the games I like. I love the Panthers in this game. It's probably my favorite play of the week. And I think for multiple reasons. Yeah, we just saw them get absolutely dominated against Buffalo, so that's going to be, like we said last week, the public only remembers what they saw last.
Right.
And that's them putting up 9 points, getting just their doors blown off. But before that, they were on a 3-game win streak. They probably went into Buffalo or hosted Buffalo, not thinking that they weren't looking past Buffalo, but they probably were thinking like, oh, we can hang with these guys. Now we're on a 3-game win streak. We have a winning record on the season. And Buffalo showed them you're not even close to our class. So I think that kind of puts the Panthers back in their place. And I think that brings some intensity coming into Green Bay here. They have the Saints on deck. I know it's divisional, but that's a team they feel like they can beat. I don't think there's a huge look-ahead spot, even though it is a divisional matchup. It's at home for Carolina as well. So I really like this spot for the Panthers. Hate the spot for Green Bay. They're off the Rodgers narrative game, which I know that was more of a Rodgers and Steelers narrative, but also it's Jordan Love, who was Rodgers' replacement.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a big game for him, for the team, for LaFleur. Sunday Night Football as well. They have Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles on deck. Monday Night Football, a team that they played in Brazil last year where, there was some talk of that game ending weird with field conditions and whatnot. I believe Green Bay lost that game to Philly in kind of a weird late way. So, I don't like the spot at all for Green Bay. I think Carolina's going to be able to run on this defense of Green Bay, which can kind of help control the pace of the game, the flow of the game. 13.5, it's way too high. But public's going to flow in on Green Bay, no doubt. So I'm going to wait. I hope I can get a 14. The second I see a 14 pop up, I'm taking it. But I love the Panthers. It's probably my favorite play of the week.
What do you think about – it looks like Bryce Young's going to play in this one, whereas Andy Dalton played last time. Does that make you put him – are you on them even more now that he's back?
So good point. I meant to bring that up. Because typically that would be a fade spot for me when the injured quarterback comes back. Being said, he was only out for one game. And I just don't typically it's more of when it's like a superstar or like a maybe better player. I guess he's played all right this year, but I just don't really see that being as much of a factor because I don't think the team's like, oh God, our savior's back. Now we don't have to try as hard, like,
oh, thank God Bryce Young's back.
Don't think he carries the same water that some of the other guys do. So typically that could be a concern, but this week, this spot, not so much.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be on the Panthers with you guys as well. Just for the fact that number seems really high. And I got burned. It was like a year or two ago, taking when the Cowboys were beating everybody. I feel like every time they just work their way up to that minus 14, and I'd fall for it because they get some crappy team, and they win by 8. They win by 10, and it just never gets there. So I took the Colts last week against the Titans just because, when your quarterback says you're ass, that's a bad team. But Panthers have actually looked respectable this year. So it got up to that number. Like you said, a 14 would be amazing. But at 13.5, I feel like it's high enough that it pushed me to that side. I agree with you. Bob Hope, I tried to trade Keenan for Hall. No go. Then Ferguson. He's thinking about it. Good. Ferguson for Hall. I would do that. You're getting Hall.
Yeah. Might have to wait for Ferguson to actually catch a ball again, but telling that is high because pretty tough. Big blemish on that game log there.
Yes, it is. Guys, let's talk about San Francisco 49ers versus New York Giants. Giants 2.5-point home dogs, over under set at 48.5. Cam Scadabough's foot was facing the wrong direction. That's not good. I'm going to be on the Giants here. I'm going to be on the Giants plus 2.5 because that injury, I think people are going to write this team off now. I think Tyron Tracy, Ethan, you're the biggest running backs don't matter guy I know. Tyron Tracy did fine last year. So give me Tyron Tracy, the Giants, to get it done at the plus 2.5. I almost feel like this is a coin flip game with the Niners because also if Brock Purdy's back, it's that injured quarterback theory. It made me like the Giants even more. Giants are home. I just feel like everybody's going to be off of them here. So give me the Giants. What do you think?
Yeah, I lean the Giants as well, but probably not a game that I'll get involved in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't love the spot here for San Francisco. It's their second road game. Obviously being about as far West Coast as you can get, every travel spot isn't ideal for this team. They had to go down to Houston, back home, now across the country to New York. They have the Rams on deck, a team that they were favored by almost double digits just a few weeks ago on Thursday Night Football, lost outright. Obviously a divisional game, a rivalry type game over the last few years. So look ahead spot for sure there for San Francisco. And then, yeah, the Giants, while I am a running backs don't matter component, I do think the Scadaboo loss does qualify as the injured player theory because that guy brought so much heart to that team, to that locker room. And I do think it's a guy that they can rally around, put in their best effort here. They're off 2 back-to-back losses, both on the road. Jackson Dart 2-0 at home against the Chargers and Eagles. So good opponents, very comparable, if not better opponents than the Niners. So, yeah, I think Scadaboo out, I think, kind of helps the Giants in this one particular game because, again, running backs to me don't matter that much, and I think just his heart, the team's going to rally around him. So lean the Giants, but probably not one that I like enough to play.
Yeah, definitely one of the fishier lines. I think people are going to be pretty easy to jump off of New York for all the reasons you guys just mentioned with Cam Scadaboo out. And that's basically the storyline I'm playing with, and I'll keep this short because pretty much you guys hit everything. I'm going to have to take the Giants here. It's almost becoming a bettable freaking spot. Maybe I'll just take Tracy to score or something. I don't know how I'm going to bet this, but it's so ugly that I feel like I have to get involved. And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. I should probably stay away. But again, I know San Fran's traveling, 3,000 miles, whatever. It just seems so obvious to take San Fran. And I know they got exposed a little bit against Houston last week. I was very heavy on Houston. Finally, an ugly bet wins. But I just don't think that's enough to deter people off of San Fran. So I still feel like people are going to be jumping on the Niners with Scadaboo out. So I got to get ugly, and I got to take the Giants here.
Man, all right, we're still in lockstep here. Ethan, I feel like you tried to bet the Giants for years, and it's finally paying off.
Yeah, I think you're right now that you say that.
Yeah. You finally were like, I'm done with this team at the end of last year, and now this year's the year to do it.
Dude, last week I had the Jets team total over. Felt like an absolute genius when that game was like 30-something to – it was 18.5. It was like 30-something to 20, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I was like, I am a genius. They're not going to cover this game. They hit the team total. Come back, win it outright. I was like, God damn it. Thought I was the smart one this time around. But cash with the Jets again, so I'll take it.
That's hard to do nowadays.
Those damn New York teams.
The Denver Broncos head to Houston to face the Texans. Texans 1.5-point home favorites. Over under set at 39.5. I believe this is back-to-back weeks of a 1.5-point spread in Houston games. We were saying how fishy it was last week. Wyatt, dissect this one, man.
Tough one for me. I'm going to have to lean Denver. I really wish Denver hasn't won 5 games in a row. Don't love that at all. But I think, again, just the recency bias of Houston having a really good win where everyone was pretty high on San Fran in that game. Houston wins that pretty easily. So I'm kind of hoping people remember that and take Houston. Denver's been squeaking by, but like I said, I'm scared about the 5 wins in a row. They're one of the hotter teams in the NFL. Haven't been great wins. They've been squeaking by. The crazy comeback against the Giants. They handled the Cowboys pretty easily. Ugly, ugly win against the Jets. Barely squeaked by the Eagles. So I don't know. A game I'm probably not going to bet. I think Denver's the better team. I still don't think Houston's great. I know their defense is phenomenal. I know, again, pretty good, impressive win last week, but probably one of my least favorite games. I'll lean Denver, but I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I think this is my least favorite game as well. I'll lean with Houston, and I think people are going to come in on Denver. The line is literally the same thing as we saw last week. The line is just very fishy here. But I don't love the spot for the Broncos. Like Wyatt said, 5 straight wins. They have a short week on deck. Thursday Night Football. They are playing the Raiders. It is at home, but it's only their second divisional game of the season. They lost their first one to the Chargers. They have the Chiefs after that, so back-to-back divisional games before a bye. Obviously, they'll carry more weight than an out-of-division game. So maybe a small look-ahead spot there for the Broncos. Bo Nix and the Broncos have not been that good on the road. They only beat the Jets in London by 2, had that huge comeback to beat the Eagles, and then they lost to the Chargers and the Colts. So they could easily be 0-4 on the road. Don't really trust them as much on the road as I do at home. And then the Texans, I just think they could be energized from that win against the Niners. They're at home. They have the Jags on deck, who is a team they lost to already this year. So it could be a touch of a look ahead for them as well. But don't love the spot for the Broncos is the main reason why I'm going to lean the Texans.
I'm going to be on the Broncos here with Wyatt. I think that over the last couple of weeks, we forgot how bad Houston's offense looked to start the season, those first couple of weeks. Now you get the Denver defense, which is one of the best defenses in the league. I just feel like, once again, CJ Stroud's going to get shut down. The receivers are banged up already, and you get like guys like Surtain, and then, which we really talk about that secondary, but man, they're like defensive line and linebackers are really good too. So give me the Broncos here in a close game. Really, do you guys even, like, this is just in general, do you guys mess with 1.5 point lines, or do you guys just go money lines?
If it's a dog, I'll do the 1.5. It's a favorite, I'll do the money line.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Not good enough.
And that's only because I cannot live with myself if that dog loses by a point.
Yep.
Guys, this is KU's team here. KU's in the comment. It's the Bears. He's a Bears fan. Bears versus the Bengals. Bengals are 3-point home dogs. Over-under set at 51.5. The Bengals defense is so bad that they saved Justin Fields' job. Like, the owner's gonna let Justin Fields and his wife, like, he's gonna let Justin Fields hit that. That's what I'm saying. That's how bad that the Bengals defense is. Now you're getting the Bears that were just embarrassed in their last game. Bengals just embarrassed against the Jets. So where do you go here? Give me, like, I said it in my DFS article if you guys haven't read it already. I picked Caleb Williams as my DFS quarterback just against this poor defense. Him and Ben Johnson have to do something, right? They have to have some decent games. If not here, then win. So give me the Chicago Bears to cover the -3. I just think this is a much better team than the Bengals. Also, Flacco might be out. They're talking about he has an AC joint sprain. So if he does play, he's going to be playing at a less than 100%. Or what was it? Browning as the backup. Which they traded for 41-year-old Joe Flacco to not start that man. So that tells you enough right there. So give me the Bears here, -3. Ethan, what do you think, man?
Yeah, this had to be the puke in the mouth game of the week.
See, I got selfish and I stole that one. I apologize, Ethan.
You're good. I didn't want to talk about it. Honestly, there wasn't a ton of great candidates for the puke in the mouth game this week, but I'm just sorry, KU fan, not a Bears guy. And yeah, the Bengals defense makes you want to puke every single. Wow. Okay. I took the Toronto Blue Jays team total under 2 pitches, 2 home runs. So that's not good at all.
No.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Are we sure the Bengals will even be playing on defense? Is the IRS at their door yet? Are they throwing
Yeah, right.
games here that going to be looked into here for gambling? But
Soon.
no, this game, I don't even know what to do with it, to be honest with you. I don't want to lay points with the Bears on the road. I know the Bears had that stretch where they won 4 games in a row. We all liked Baltimore, I believe, last week. Baltimore gets the win and the cover, even on the bad number that I bet before Lamar was ruled out. And then, yeah, obviously the Bengals, not much of a betting bandwagon after giving the Jets their first win. They have a bye on deck. Probably means a lot here. I'm going to lean with the points with the Bengals just because I don't want to lay it with the Bears. And then, kind of like I said at the beginning, when in doubt, just take the dog this week. So give me Cincy.
Yeah, I don't mean to make KU basketball fan upset at all, but the Bears should not be a favorite against anyone, let alone a road favorite against anyone. So just based off that, I'll take Cincy. I think Cincy wins the game outright. If it is Flacco, if it's Browning already played a couple times this year. He's still a very viable backup. Obviously, Flacco is probably better, but Flacco is the age of grandpas out there, probably, maybe in the hood. But I think, yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on the Bears at all. And again, it's nothing wrong. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. They're just not good. And sure, the Bengals have a really bad defense. I don't think Caleb's going to be playing out of his mind exposing these guys. So, yeah, I think since he wins it outright, I'll happily take him as a 3-point, 2.5-point home underdog in this game.
He said, damn, getting bullied here. But he also said our team is starting to pile up a lot of injuries. Our wide receivers 1 through 4 haven't practiced. Ooh, okay, that does concern me a little bit.
Well, maybe the Bengals defense could cover 5 through 8.
All right. The show's still going. I can switch at the moment. Switch me to Cincinnati. I didn't realize that they were that banged up. I knew that, what's his name? Oh, homeboy from Mizzou, Burden, was injured, but damn, I didn't know they're all banged up. All right, switch me to Cincinnati there. Guys, we got 2 more games before halftime. We're talking about the Atlanta Falcons headed to New England Patriots. Patriots 5.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 44.5. Now, Ethan, we talked about these Falcons in the group chat. I want to know if you're going to put your money where your mouth is, so I'll let you start.
For the show, yes. Not sure by the time Sunday hits, but I do lean with the Falcons here.
Okay.
And what I said in the chat was I think the way you play the Falcons moving forward, you back them as a dog, you fade the hell out of them as a favorite. Yeah, I don't want any part of this team as a favorite, but after getting boat raced by Miami, there has to be added value here to the Falcons. 5.5, 6 points. Think it's probably too many. I mean, we're 3 weeks removed from thinking, wow, this team's world beaters against Buffalo. They looked like they couldn't miss a step. They looked absolutely incredible in that game. So, yeah, I think they bounce back here. They hit the road, which I think is good for them. Don't think they need to be at home for another week after, their fans can't be happy with that performance that they just saw at home last week. Patriots, probably overvalued at this point, 5 wins in a row, but they've played their last 3, Browns, Titans, Saints. Like, my God. Had a Panthers win in there. Buffalo, obviously a good win, not the greatest spot for Buffalo. Yeah, just a small lean on Atlanta. Just probably think that's where the value lies this week.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Really 2 bad losses for Atlanta. Got smoked by Miami by 24 points. Got smoked by San Fran by 10. What's going on over there? I don't know. But in Patriots, again, one of the hotter teams in the league. They have, 5 in a row as well on the wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Again, for the Patriots, 5 wins in a row. I mean, who's going to back Falcons after just a terrible, terrible 2 weeks? And unfortunately, that person is going to be me, and I guess Ethan as well. So give me not the Saints. Give me the Falcons here. Spread, maybe upset win. I could see it.
I don't know why you're saying that with a question mark. The Falcons have had one of the best defenses this year, and the best offensive player that's going to be on that field is going to be Bijan Robinson. I mean, I 100% agree with you guys. I'm not going to add too much more to that. Plus 5.5. Give me the points. Just like Wyatt said, don't color me surprised if they're able to keep Drake May in check and the Falcons are able to do a thing or two and get this game won. So, yeah, give me the Falcons, man.
I like it.
Man, we've been doing a lot of winning and a lot of agreement this year. The Indianapolis Colts head to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Steelers 3-point home dogs. Over-under sit at 50.5. Ugly game. Pittsburgh at home against the Packers. Now they get to face the hottest team in the NFL and the Colts. Wyatt, what are you doing here, man?
Yeah, it's got to be Pittsburgh. I mean, I keep fading Indy pretty much every single week, unless when I think I was on them last week against Tennessee. They beat up on crap teams. I know they have an impressive win, 14 points against the Chargers. I still just don't think they're good. And again, who's going to be jumping on the Steelers right now? We just got destroyed by the Packers, lost the Cincy of Joe Flacco. I mean, this team is a dying team, and literally they're old as balls, and they're literally dying against America's freaking team in the Colts, who again 7-1. I don't think they're good. I think they're going to get absolutely rolled against really good teams. I'm not saying the Steelers are a good team, but they are a viable team. So I got to lean it with Pittsburgh. Again, I could see them winning this game outright.
Yeah, I hate this one, but I have to lean Pittsburgh in this game, and I don't like Pittsburgh at all. But again, I just don't think there's any value backing the Colts right now. Obviously, 7-1 AFC leaders at this point in the season. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe Rodgers will have kind of a resurgence game here against the Colts, but honestly, there's nothing really here to make me want to go either way. Steelers not necessarily in a great spot here. They're off a Sunday night game. They have another Sunday night game on deck on the road against the Chargers. But yeah, ultimately, the Colts are just that team right now that they're probably going to keep making people money who back them, and I'm just missing the boat. But at this point, I think I'm jumping in too late. So I don't know. It wouldn't shock me at all if the Colts go out, win this game by 27 points. Because just on paper, I don't see the Steelers stopping them, but I'm going to have a slight lean just with the home dog here.
It's easy to be 7-1 when you don't play very many good teams. You're in the worst division, the AFC. I am going to take the Colts here, minus the 3. And this is not because I think the Colts are that good. I really need to see something from Pittsburgh here. Aaron Rodgers in this offense has looked, and I've seen so many like tweets online from the like official ESPN type people, and you need to see this offense. I'm not even going to give you. I think it was Orlovsky on the Pat McAfee show talking about this offense. You just have to see it for yourself. Boy, I'm seeing it. This is dog duty. Like, I don't like the Steelers here. This is the worst the Steelers defense has probably looked in our lifetimes. So until they start showing me some more life, this is not a play on the Colts. This is just Steelers. You got to show me something, man. And then I'll back you. Right now, it's just you haven't done enough at this point in the season. NFC North, here we are. Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions. Lions 8.5-point home favorites. Over under sit at 48.5. We're just talking about those Minnesota Vikings. Ankle Boy might start, or they might trade for Kirko Chains. There's a lot of possibilities up in the air right now. I saw right before we got on, there's Vikings have called Falcons inquiring about Cousins. Yeah,
really?
We'll see.
Did they watch last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So what do you guys think? Ethan, I'll let you start with what do you think if the Lions can cover this?
First time all year, I'm going to go against the Lions in this game. And I like the Vikings. I just think it's way too many points to be giving to the Vikings in this spot. Detroit off the bye. I don't think Dan Campbell's actually been that good off a bye. I think he's like 1-1-1 against the spread. So not great. On deck, they have Washington, the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last season, took the spot in the NFC Championship away from them. After that, it's the Super Bowl game against the Eagles. And Detroit's really kind of had their way with Minnesota the last few times they've played. Obviously, it was a huge matchup. Week 18 of last season, winner got the first round bye. In the postseason, the loser had to go on the road to the Rams to play that wild card game. I think it was 31-9 was the final there. So a bit of a little revenge spot there for the Vikings. I know it's divisional, but they've just struggled. I know the Lions swept them last year. I think swept them the year before, or maybe went 1-1. Either way, Vikings have not had much success against Detroit. Typically, again, if JJ is coming back, I'd maybe like to fade, but I don't think he's played enough to really be a part of, same as Bryce Young. I don't think they're thinking like, oh, our savior's back. We can kind of let down here. No. This team has lost 2 games in a row. They're struggling. They're 3-4. They're getting the guy back that they thought they'd have this entire season. And they need a win, really now more than ever. I think the Lions win this game, but probably by 4 points, 24-20, somewhere in that range. Just think it's too many. I've actually already bet the Vikings this week. I took plus 9.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like it right there with the Vikings on the spread here. I do think the Lions probably get the win. But like Ethan said, I do think this is going to be much closer than people think, like a 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 7 point win for Detroit. So that 8.5 is just too much money for me, or too much points for me. Also, to talk about money here, big old Hutch Daddy just signed his 4-year extension. Usually, guys, that money goes to their head. I do like Hutch to get a sack against his old quarterback. 2 Michigan boys going after it. So Hutch to get a sack after getting paid. Again, usually that money goes to people's heads. I don't think it's going to affect Hutch much, and I like him to get a sack against McCarthy against a terrible Vikings D-line or offensive line there. But yeah, too many points. Give me Vikings on the spread.
I don't know. That Michigan man might move into mom's basement after this bag that he just got.
Might have to.
Guys, I'm gonna be with you Lions on this one. I think that no shade at your Michigan man, but I just don't think McCarthy's that good. I don't have faith in him. I think if the Vikings were able to roll out the corpse of what was left of Carson Wentz and have that type of performance in primetime, I really don't think that they want to start JJ right now. And whoever they throw out there is not going to be prepared for a Detroit team that is going to come in. And I don't think the Vikings defense is good enough to keep Detroit from scoring, 28? I don't know if the Vikings can score. They'd have to score what? Is that 20? Yeah,
yep.
20. Yep. So, yeah, give me the Lions on this one. The LA Chargers head to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans 8.5. Like, this is crazy. Detroit and Vikings are 8.5. The Chargers and Titans are 8.5. Sorry. Titans 8.5 point home dogs. Over under set at 43.5. Yeehaw. Wyatt, where are you going with this?
Yeah, I'll keep this one short. Won't be betting it. I'm going to take the Chargers on a big spread here. Titans, as proclaimed by their quarterback, are ass. And, I mean, their last 3 games, man, you could even throw in the last 4 games. They had a miracle comeback against Arizona to win that game. They lost to the Raiders by 10. They lost to the Patriots by 18. They lost to the Colts by 24. I'm not saying the Chargers are fantastic, but I think they can get a 2-touchdown win here or a 10-point win here. So I'm going to have to lay with the Chargers. Probably won't be betting it, but this is a circumstance where I will take the high spread on the favorite here.
Yeah, they burned me last week, so I'm going back to them. Give me the Titans plus the points. And no real reason. The team shows value every week, so I'm just going to keep taking them. I'm not betting them, though. I swore off taking the bad teams or betting the bad teams. So thankfully, I have not bet the Titans at all this year. But same thing as the Colts. I'm missing the boat on making money on the Colts. I'm missing the boat on fading the Titans every single week. But I'm just going to keep doing it. So give me the Titans.
I just wish we had a montage. Who had the stat that the Titans covered 2 of their last 38 games? They lost again.
Yeah.
Ethan's yeah, I'm going to go with the Tennessee. It's just flash montage. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm with Wyatt here. I can't back the Titans. This is so bad. I can't believe you, Ethan. That's terrible.
Look at me getting my game back from last week. Come on, Titans.
He's up on us, Wyatt, so he thinks he could just be doing crazy stuff like this. That's crazy.
What's it's crazy when we have to say it's crazy to take 8.5 points with a home team in the NFL, but that is pretty crazy.
You're right. I got Millie in the comments. Millie was with us last week. Also, Millie just followed us on our socials too. He's a new Twitter follower.
Appreciate it.
He says, "Bro, I did another splash today." What splash did you make, Millie? I think he just made a big trade here last week. Or we were talking about it yesterday. He had a big trade. So, Millie, let me know what you cooked up, man. Hopefully it wasn't Tennessee plus 8.5.
Good God.
All right.
I changed my puke in the mouth game.
That would be brutal just for one team. And this has nothing to do with the Chargers, but this is a puke in your mouth game. Before I get into this next game, he says, so yesterday I pulled off the highest. This is right. He got James Cook for Pickens and Jalen Warren.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? And then he says, today I robbed another guy and got Rashee Rice for Sutton, Tracy Jr., and K9.
Yeah. Wyatt's
said,
not going to like that one, but.
Sutton sucks, man.
He's seen the light.
He said, I'm trying to win some.
Troy Franklin's wide receiver one over there now. And
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, good trades.
Billy, good work, buddy. Guys, the Saints face the Rams. Rams are 14-point home favorites. Gosh dang it. What a bad time to refresh, computer. 14-point favorites, over under set at 43.5. Fun fact last week. I don't know if you guys noticed this. The Saints got more points from the spread than their team put up over the course of the 60-minute game. The spread was plus 4.5. The Saints scored 3. That was my player prop that groupie would get over 1.5 field goals. I don't think he had over 1.5 attempts. This team was trash. So bad, they said, you know what? We are going a completely different direction at quarterback. I wrote about it today, or in this article again. All that said, I think we might have to be on the Saints here. With the quarterback change, and how do you keep things safe? I think this could be a big week for Camaro. A lot of dump-offs, a lot of running the ball, a lot of playing the clock. The Saints know they're not going to win this game. The Rams are minus 1,000 favorites on the money line. Just go into this, play it conservative, kick field goals, keep it close. Give me the Saints at the plus 14.
Yeah, and the Rams know they aren't losing this game, so why should they care? They probably spent their bye week partying / prepping for the 49ers. So, yeah, it has to be injured quarterback theory. It has to be the Saints. Saints really, I mean, they looked awful last week, no doubt.
Oh, bad.
But they've been better than expected, I'll say that, which they were expected to not be. I mean, I think the Titans are playing how I expected the Saints to play. So, they're a little bit better than the Titans. Yeah, 14, it just feels like way too many. I just don't think the Rams necessarily care to go out, win by margin here. And we just saw them win by margin against the Jets, have the bye week. Tough spot on deck for them. So I think it's just inflated at this point. I'll lean with the Saints.
Yeah, give me the Saints. I don't really want to talk about it. Too many points. I am Gaysom for Taysom, so I'll probably throw another Taysom Hill touchdown. Because I took it last week. I don't think they got it past the 50-yard line. Well, I guess I had to once for the field goal. But, yeah, who's taking it this week? Probably me.
That was hilarious. Billy says, I had waiver spot 1 last night, grabbed Tracy Jr. this morning and flipped them. Perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about. Tracy Jr. He didn't have to hear that from me. Everybody should know. Tracy Jr. is the number 1. But that was one of the things we were talking about. Look at him. He says, F to Aints. I believe Millie is a Falcons fan. So, Millie, although we're on the Saints to cover, we think the Saints will lose, but we are also all on Atlanta. So,
possibly outright.
On your boys. Possibly outright. Absolutely.
I will say I saw a guy try to trade Scatterboo like 5 minutes after he broke his leg last week. And he went for who'd he go after? God, it was one for one straight up. It was someone that had been struggling. God. I forget who it was, but it was funny.
You got to make sure you send those exploding trade offers.
It was AJ Brown. AJ Brown Scatterboo straight up.
Oh man, the Jacksonville Jaguars head to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. Raiders 3-point home dogs, over under at 44.5. Believe both these teams coming off a bye weeks. Wyatt, what do you think about this game right here?
Oh boy, Brock is back, I guess. So that's going to lean me to take the Raiders. I don't think it should be a huge lean, but yeah, I'm not in on Jacksonville anymore. I won on them once, lost on them twice, so I'm done with Jacksonville. Maybe they get a spark with Brock being back, hopefully for my fantasy team. So I'll take the Raiders on the spread for the graphic. Not going to bet this game. Maybe we'll dabble with the Brock prop, but ugly game.
Yeah, so when I first looked at this game, just initially, Jags -3 just stood out. Just caught my attention right away. I thought that spread would be higher, which then gets me thinking, okay, why should I be on the Raiders? I'm going to take the Raiders plus the 3 here. And I just don't love the spot necessarily for Jacksonville. They were off the 2 losses in the bye, which typically I'd like. They were in London, so they had to come back, do the whole travel thing. Now they have to hit the road, go out to Vegas, a very far travel within the United States this time. But then you look at Vegas, only off 1 loss before their bye, both teams off the bye, but they got shut out. Ben, as you mentioned last week, only had 3 first downs. I mean, just that's about the worst performance you could possibly have on a football field. Yeah. You have to imagine that Pete Carroll had a productive bye week here. You know, I think they come out, they're at home, they have what they see as a winnable game here to get themselves back to 3-5, which, you know, they're not going to go much further than that, but to them right now, like, you know, that gets them back into position to actually make some noise. They do have a short week on the road against Denver coming up, but not going to be an easy game. So I think they look at this one as one we need to win right now. I think the spot favors Vegas here. I thought the line looked a little bit short. Usually there's a reason for that. So I like the Raiders plus 3.
This game, and why I'm on the Jaguars is because, like the meme, it's like, y'all pray for my cousin. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's just ugly. Like, I think the Jaguars, they get BTJ back is what I'm expecting here. There's nothing's been wrong with BTJ. He just hasn't been very good. Sure, you want to say he's been banged up. Okay. That's not why he's been so bad. I actually really like Liam Cohen. I thought he was kind of like a goofball coming in, kind of like a Gannon for Arizona, but I'm starting to turn around on Liam Cohen, and I think if he can do good, I think like Tootin can be able to really carry after the bye. Him and Etienne are going to be a really nice duo there. So give me Jacksonville to get it done, but close. Like, this is going to be one where you really sweat it. I'm going to say Jacksonville by 4, like down to just a point above is where I'm seeing this game.
You're saying Cohen is a goofball.
Hey, yeah. Dude, that was good. That was good. I like that. Kansas City Chiefs face the Buffalo Bills in the in the Week 9 matchup in Buffalo. Over/under set at 1.5. Over/under set at 1.5. Take the over. Spread is 1.5. Buffalo are home dogs. Over/under set at 52.5. Ethan, I'll let you start with this one.
I feel like I know where you're going with this game, Ben, and I feel like my breakdown is based off of knowing you now for a few years. Okay. I'm going to take Buffalo plus the points. And what I've been picturing you saying this week, and maybe you will, these games, the Buffaloes, the Baltimores, the Cincinnatis, regular season, the other team wins. Postseason, that's when Kansas City gets their revenge. Yeah. And, you know, a couple reasons why I like Buffalo this week. It is at home, obviously, so that's huge. It's their biggest game on their schedule that they've had circled. They already played the other big team with the Ravens. They had to come back and get that win. So, you know, I think a little urgency to start better here against Kansas City. Both teams off big blowout wins, so there's no real spot advantage to either team here. The Bills have the Dolphins on deck, Chiefs have the bye, so no real spot play, but I think just the Bills being at home, you know, with the urgency to get another big win here against the Chiefs in regular season, where they typically do all right against the Chiefs. And then,
Yep.
Kansas City, I think at this point just has built up that betting bandwagon again where they're probably not going to show value for a few weeks at least. Well, maybe if they lose this game, then they'll show value coming out of the bye. But yeah, I think Buffalo here at home, regular season game, catching points as well. Coming into this year, they weren't underdogs in any single game. I'm sure they knew that. Now seeing themselves as a home dog in this game probably gets them amped up a little bit. So I think Buffalo covers, which probably means they win. But honestly, not a game I'm looking to play. Game I'm looking to watch. It's going to be a great game.
It's going to be a great game. I'll probably lose some money on this game in props. You know me. Since, like you said, this is not the AFC Championship game, which means Buffalo will win because it's a still meaningful game, but it's not the meaningfulest as a playoff game is. So, give me Buffalo regular season. We'll have Kansas City on revenge in the playoffs.
I mean, you guys, it's almost like this is our fourth year doing this. It's like, damn. Like, I guess I really should have took that one first. Ain't nothing left for me to say, except I will change it a little bit here. This is a one piece of, I'm actually on the Chiefs this time. And you guys know I'm always on the Bills in the regular season for this game, for the exact reason you guys just stated. I believe in the regular season, it's like Josh Allen's like 5-2 versus Mahomes, postseason 0-4.
Yeah.
This game doesn't normally matter in the regular season. Last year, 15-1 going into week 17, lost to Buffalo, won every other game, lose that one. Well, what does it matter? We're 4-3 right now. I mean, we have struggled up to this point in the season. This is not a territory that they're normally in. So I think this game actually does matter for this year. Bills, much easier schedule. There's more losses coming for the Chiefs this regular season. So they need to get the big wins when it matters. Bills were not looking very good. And if you're looking at both sides of the ball, Chiefs offense is looking great right now. Bills offense looks great. Chiefs defense looks great. Bills defense looks suspect. And so at the 1.5 spread, it just concerns me too much. I have taken Buffalo in the regular season, I think, every year the last 3 years. I'm switching to Kansas City this year because it just feels a little different. And that's my thought process for this time.
I did consider that, which gives me hesitancy, which is probably why I'm not going to play Buffalo.
Yeah.
But also, Ben, just have to ask, when you're talking about losses coming on the Chiefs' schedule, are you looking at December 21st at Tennessee?
No, because I'm going to be at that game.
Are you?
I really am. I am. The family trip.
Should be able to pick your seat. Front row if you want it.
Hey, everybody pretend this part's not happening. Ethan, ask me why I'm going there instead of going to a one at Arrowhead.
I already know, but why are you going to the Tennessee game instead of one at Arrowhead?
Oh, Ethan, that's because the tickets are cheaper.
It's cheaper? Aren't they free?
It's cheaper to take a 10-person family trip and get an Airbnb in Tennessee and buy nice seats than it is to go 3 hours across the state, drive over, watch a game, and come back. That's why.
Oh, God.
Millie says he's talking about it's because Mr. Sunshine at quarterback is why BTJ is trash this year. I mean, he's not wrong. He says that Bills pack tastes better in January, though. It absolutely does, Millie. It absolutely does.
Give BTJ to the Bills.
Oh, that would... Fuck. I mean, I said Olave to the Bills last week. If they got somebody, man, they got someone not named Keon Coleman, they might have a little better shot. Sunday night. Waiting all day for Sunday night. Seattle Seahawks face Washington Commanders. Jane Daniels should be back, yet they are a 3-point home dog over-under set at 47.5. Wyatt, what are you thinking for this one? This one I feel is actually pretty tricky.
Yeah, I mean, you said it there. Jaden Daniels in line to play. They're still a 3-point dog. What's going on? It's got to be Seattle for me. Once again, I'm not in love with the bet, but since it is a primetime game, I'm going to have to find a way to lose money on this. But, I think the spot is correct on Seattle here. Injured quarterback theory does play an effect into this one. Obviously not the same team of Marcus Mariota. Turns out the guy's still ass. I convinced myself last second that he was an ass, and I took him. It turns out he's always been
You're right.
ass. So just stick to your gut there. But yeah, Daniels is back. He is their savior. This is hopefully the team is gonna think it's good times are coming now that he's back in, and I think it's a really tough Seattle team off a bye, and I think the spread is super telling here, and I got to take Seattle in this situation.
I will say Mariota did hit Debo square in the face, and that happened. But Terry McLaurin also had the real one in from the first row, and it was wide open.
Debo touchdown. Yeah, that was me.
Ew.
Hey, that's his Halloween costume. He's going as Ghost Hands this year.
Dude, that McLaurin touchdown, when I saw that ball come out of Mariota's hands, I was like, what are you doing? I thought that was, it was not a great throw. I guess maybe it was, but it was a great catch. Yeah, so I actually like the Commanders in this game, +3. I've already done the math here, seen the script. I have both these teams win total under, so it's going to be our second Sunday Night Football tie of the season.
Whoa.
It's going to be great. So the +3 is going to cash for Washington here. Yeah, I like it. We're going to get a tie, but no, I do like Washington. Again, kind of bucking the injured quarterback returning thing this entire week, but with 1 week out for Mariota, Jaden just did the whole in, out, in type thing. Not sure how much it plays into that. There's some urgency here with Washington. They have the Lions on deck, so a game that, they're probably not confident in winning. A home game, Sunday Night Football. Haven't had many primetime games up until this year because, they've been so terrible up until last year. But 3-game losing streak, no betting bandwagon for them right now. Seattle has looked really good, probably outside of the Colts, the second biggest surprise in the NFL, I would say.
Yes.
They're off their bye week. I think they're going to attract a lot of attention. They were hot going into the bye, won 5 out of 6, 2 in a row. So I don't necessarily like that spot for Seattle. Divisional game on deck for them. McLaurin is out again for Washington, which is also strange that he got hurt again. But I like Washington +3. I really do hope that ends in a tie, but I think Washington could win outright.
Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like Jerry Rice, touchdowns galore. Week after week, always asking for more. Bling on the wrist, got the books on the floor. Listen in, cash out, pay just swelling. Plays on the field, see me winning, never dwelling. Flag on Vegas, they know what I'm selling. NFL bets, keep the cheesy compelling. Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like